I'm very intrigued and excited about sharing it with the world.
So, what do you think about polygamy?
I think that polygamy is something that really doesn't exist within the black community. Me, myself, I never really gave it too much thought. No disrespect to any other race of women, but I only date black women. And the majority of black women that I've come across or that I know isn't going for it. Polygamy isn't something that they would be open to exploring. So, with that being said, I've never really given it any thought, never tried it. So I guess you could say that I'm kind of against it because I do believe that a man and a woman, that should just be between them two and that they shouldn't bring anybody else into the relationship or their household. So it's not something that I'm for. Other people may be for it just because of the thought of, having more than one woman and, being able to have multiple partners or whatever, but that's not my take on it. I just want to give my love and everything that I
But
have just to one woman.
okay, but do you feel like that because that is how you were raised to feel, or do you honestly think that that is something you can do? Like, have you ever just been faithful to one woman?
I've never been faithful just to one woman. It's always been circumstances that caused me to go outside of the relationship, but at the end of the day,
Okay, so
I
there
really don't
there's
want to be
always
in a
gonna
relationship.
be, but there's always gonna be a situation. There's always gonna be something. So, are you married right now?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so do you have children?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so are you with your children's? You're not with your children's mom?
No.
Okay, so what if you were with your children's mom and you ended up meeting someone that you really cared about and she cared about you? You would just let her go on by, go on about her life, or would you, as a human being, start dating that woman and eventually being in what we call a situationship with that woman?
No, I had to make a choice. Either I'm gonna stay with my
But wouldn't it
kids
be
or I'm
wrong
gonna
to
leave my
leave your
family.
kid's mother? What if you really loved both of them? Wouldn't it be wrong as a man to leave your kid's mother at this point? Like, look at the situation with Love and Hip Hop, with you could say Stevie J and Jocelyn and Mimi, or you can speak of what's the guy name, Peter Guns and Tyra.
Yeah.
Like, these are situations where I think Peter Guns would be dead ass wrong for leaving Tyra or Amina. I think they all need to just be together and be in a relationship because they're a family at this point. It'd be dead ass wrong for him to neglect either household. And I think the women, because they've allowed this situation to happen just as much as he did, so they need to take responsibility and understand what's important, and that's the children.
You get rare situations like that. A small percentage of men can actually juggle having two women and being in love with two women. It really don't work like that. Like me, I couldn't be with one woman and love another woman. I just don't think that that's possible. I've been living on this earth for 31, going on 32 years, and that's never ever happened in my life.
But
I
sometimes
can't.
love have nothing to do with it. Sometimes it's the responsibility and just being a man. Like my father, he's really my stepdad, but he's the only man that I love and I would say is my dad, right? So he met my mom. He loved my mom, but of course, my mom had some issues, and he was always a ladies' man. He loved the women. He loved money. He loved cars. That was his thing. So when he had a mistress, and eventually the mistress became the main woman, and my mom became one of the other mistresses or extra girlfriends or whatever. But no matter what, my mom was always his first true love. Like, that's who he loved, and he never, under no circumstances, left my mom. And then when he just passed away, rest in peace, Dad, he passed away, and his funeral was one of the realest funerals I've ever been to in my life. When I tell you, I've never realized how much of a king this man was. It was as they were carrying the casket out of the church, um, the one that was his main woman, who was once his mistress, grabbed my mother's hand, and they both walked behind the casket, as well as about 2 or 3 other women that was there. And I just felt like no matter what, he made sure these women were okay. He wasn't a guy that abused and dogged women. You know, he made sure he was a provider. And no matter what he did, like as me being a child in the home, we were happy. Me and my brothers, we were happy at the time when they were together, knowing that my dad, even when they separated, knowing that this man was going to make sure. And I think that's what we're lacking. And you don't have to always have 2 relationships, but you have to, as a man, make sure that both of these households are okay. And that's what men don't do. They neglect one household and they take care of the other. And I think that the woman should respect the fact that he still got responsibilities at this household, and he needs to understand that fact as well. And if you're going to still be dating both of them, and why not just all be together? I feel like the girl can do one of them probably do hair. You always have your hair done. One of them like babysitting the kids. The other woman can work. Like, what's wrong with that? All the great prophets had more than one wife. You know, Abraham started 2 nations. You got David. He had a bunch of them. And that's if you're Christian, if you believe in the Bible. And we all know that in Islam, you're able to have up to 4 or 5 wives. So, you know, I just think it's crazy because I'm from the hood, and even with the people that I meet that look and seem happily married, you know, me being in the business that I was in about 10 years ago, I realized that even the happily married people are in double relationships or living double lives. So I feel like as long as a man's doing what he needs to do for these households, that's the number one priority.
Oh, yeah, I mean, if all women looked at it the way that you did, then it would be totally acceptable. You know, if we're talking about love, you know, then it may not be acceptable. You know, some people can't love more than one person. Coming from a man's point of view, I could be with one woman and love you, and then I could still go to another woman and get something that I'm possibly not getting from you. Or I can go over there and get something that I want. You know, it's not hard to be a ladies' man. You know, that's kind of the easiest thing. We was born to love women. You know, so I can have a relationship with you and come home to you every night, but in the afternoon on my lunch break every day, I could be taking out another woman. You know, and I can care for her and love her down and do the same things that I'm doing with you. You know, my heart still be at home with you, and I can take care of her household, take care of my household, and it won't be a problem. The only thing is, do you accept it? And then once I bring it to her, do she accept it? Now, if both of y'all accept it and we cool, I'm the happiest man in the world because I got my cake and I can eat it too at the same time with no problems. I'll be happy. That'll work out. I would love that. You know, if we're all on the same page. But a lot of women, especially beautiful black women, they're not with that.
Because men, I think it's because you men don't, like when you first meet a woman, you have to take charge and you have to let her know this is what it is. Yeah, I like you, I love you, but at the end of the day, I still have this relationship with my child's mother, or, you know, we don't know. Let's be free. We never know what might happen in the future. I think like what, to go back to my video I made yesterday, you have some people that's really just not meant to be in relationships. And then you have some people who are, they need to be in a relationship and they work better with another person as a team. So I think once you identify what type of person you are, then you're able to, you know, be honest and confront whatever situation you get yourself into, like in reality, like, you know, if you wanted that in a situation and you met someone, I'm sure if you had this conversation with the girl that you meet, a lot of times you'll be surprised at the things that she feels, but she won't necessarily tell you how she feels because she thinks that you'll feel, you know, a different way. So that's why you have to have, you know, communication. Y'all got to talk to each other in the beginning. Don't wait until you're about, you know, 6-7 months down the line and then say, oh, I want to have another girlfriend. No, you let them know in the beginning that this might be a possibility and this is the type of person you are. Because every man, you know, some men are just players. They just love women, and they know that too. Those are the type of men that need to be honest and let the woman know, baby, I'm a Rolling Stone, but I'm going to make sure you good. I'm going to make sure we happy. And If I'm ever slacking, let me know and I'll try my best, but be honest. That's why I say some men got it and some men just don't have that game. They just don't have that. I don't know. They need to take a little bit from a pimp and a little bit from a hustler and a little bit from just a good. I don't know. It's just you need a. It's a lot to deal with us, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it just all goes back to exactly what type of guy, that you're dealing with and what type of females that you're dealing with. I mean, quite sure most men wouldn't mind having a side chick that their main lady was cool with. That'd be an ideal situation. Me, if the situation ever arises and the opportunity presents itself, I've never done it before, but I can't say that I'm opposed to doing it. It's not nothing that I ever thought about, but, if the lady that I'm with isn't against it and she's down for it, I'm not going to spoil a good time, but if I truly love this lady and I want to give my all to her, just like you say, some people are meant to be in a relationship and some people aren't meant to be in a relationship. Some people are better off being Rolling Stones and having 2 or 3 women and, just having them on their arm and getting them to starting 5, having them a basketball team. I've never tried that before. I have had a woman and stepped out on my woman because of certain circumstances or situations or what it may be. So, I really can't speak on having 2 or 3 women at a time.
My thing is, though, I'm going to close it up here, too, because the video is getting kind of long. But my thing is, for the men, if you are in a relationship and you meet a girl, and this girl may be just naive to whatever is going on in your life, and you see this girl ends up falling in love with you, and you see that you're the man she's dating, it is now your obligation. You are now married to 2 women because you'll be dead ass wrong for just neglecting that girl and pushing her away. And you'll be dead ass wrong for leaving the woman that's been by your side. So you just got to figure out how to make that shit work. You need to be honest with both women. And especially if you're dealing with this woman's children, if you have started a lot of men, y'all get so far into it with the woman and then say y'all not ready to get real serious. And that be the problem. It's like, stop doing the stuff that y'all doing with these women if you're not ready to get into no serious relationship. Don't have a woman at home and then you meet a girl and not tell her about your woman and then push her away and expect and treat her like she's crazy. Like she don't get it. No, she don't, because when you met her, you weren't clear about what it is that you expected and what you wanted from her. And I think it's up to you guys, being the leaders of our of the nation. Like, I feel like it's your responsibility to take care of your mothers, your daughters, your sisters, your female neighbors, any female in your path. As a black woman, as a black man, you have a right to protect and make sure she's okay. So I'm just tired of men doing that to these women. Like, it was at one point, yes, I was young and I was weak, and I've been in this situation. Now I'm an adult. I take full responsibility for anything that happens to me now. But it's been times where I've just really been naive and in love and thinking that this person wants me. But yet he had a woman the whole time. He could have just been honest from the beginning. Let me make the choice on if I want to continue dating this person or not, And that's where I think men mess up.
Would you be open to having a polygamous relationship?
I think it's all circumstances. I really do. I feel like if I meet someone and I'm in love with them and he's in love with me and he happen to have a situation where he has a responsibility, I feel like, yes, I can. I know I can. And especially if the man is treating me good and doing what he needs to do for me. Now, it's always a problem if you're slacking with me and you over here all the time. Like, no, it can't work like that. As long as you're doing what you need to do and everybody's free to just love each other because we want to, I don't see a problem. Because I can't be with no lame ass man that don't take care of his kids and that will like just have responsibilities out here that he's not handling. You're not a man to me. So that's my outlook on it. So I want to know you guys' outlook on it. Thank you, Antoine. I want to know you guys' outlook and let me know how you feel. What do you think? Do you believe in polygyny? Do you believe that it is okay for a man to have more than one woman? even though they already do anyways. So what do you think? Please share, please like, and make sure you comment, because I really need your feedback. All right, so thank you for tuning in. Again, this is Divine Minded Queen. Check me out on Instagram, divine minded_queen, or Facebook, Jennifer Lynette. Bye.